Welcome back to Wise Men Company, everybody. Ben here again. Today, let's look at a product, an upgrade for your pistol caliber carbine, AR-9, your Mpx Copperhead. It's the Velocity PCC Trigger right here, as you can see. I'm a big fan of Velocity triggers. You've seen them on this channel a lot. I think they do some cool stuff, some unique things. They are drop-in triggers. Let's just talk about the fact that drop-in triggers have changed my life. If you've changed enough triggers in your time, you know that the drop-in is by far the best. Back in the olden days when you had pieces of trigger lying around and you had to line up pins and holes, I know it seems like a first world problem, but it was just a pain in the ass. So thank God for the development of the all one-piece drop-in trigger. These triggers have interchangeable shoes. This is based off their MPC line, and as you can see, it's kind of a unique shape. You can change the color of the shoe, the shape of it, to whatever your preference is. I like to run a nice flat-faced shoe, no curves on it. Just gives me a nice good press. These triggers are set a little bit more forward than a standard trigger that you would see, and that just helps you get a nice clean press. These triggers come in 4 pounds only, which I think is a good weight for a subgun. 4 pounds is adequate. You can still run these triggers plenty fast. These triggers also have the ability to be canted, so you don't have to have a directly inline trigger with the gun. You can actually angle it off to the left or to the right, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, so your finger kind of lands on it a little bit cleaner, a little bit neater. Some of you might think that's kind of trivial, but if you want a good clean press, if you're talking about a trigger for precise shots, it does help a little bit. I just run mine nice and straight in here. It gives me a good clean press. Now, I mentioned that these triggers will work for the Sig Sauer Mpx Copperhead line. They work just like a AR-9 trigger, same dimensions, same control group. They just kind of fit right down in the receiver. There's 2 set screws that tighten everything up, and then you have your 2 pins that go in. Because of those set screws inside the trigger, your pins aren't going to walk out. There's a lot of pressure on them, and it keeps them nice and snug in the holes right here. This was a drastic upgrade for me from the stock trigger on the Copperhead. The Copperhead trigger was terrible, and I get it, it's a stock trigger, it's, you know, it is what it is, but this Velocity trigger was a vast improvement over the stock Copperhead trigger, and I imagine that would be the same for the Mpx line, that the trigger that comes with them. I've shot those a little bit, but there's a lot to be desired out of the stock trigger. So if you have an Mpx, if you have a Copperhead, the Velocity line will work in them. If you have an AR-9, have no fear, it'll work in those as well. It's kind of cool that you have a trigger that can work in both AR-9s and this series. Again, that is to the engineering of Sig Sauer, because the fire control group is very similar, the same as an AR-9. All right, guys, there you go. Maybe some of you out there are PCC shooter, competition shooters. Maybe you're just a trigger snob. Velocity has the answer. It is their PCC trigger. It's drop-in. It makes everything faster, lighter, smoother. It's a great upgrade in my opinion. You can get them for around 180 bucks, 190 bucks. And again, there's a variety of colors, shoe shapes, whatever's gonna suit your fancy. So go check those guys out. Thank you for watching. My name's Ben. Leave me a comment down below. I wanna talk with you guys. As always, go over to wisemencompany.com. That's where all our gear is. That's our web store. Ton of cool stuff to check out over there. So go check it out. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video.